Well, hello again. Welcome again to another episode of Down to Earth but Heavenly Minded. And I'm your host, Urvish. And as we look at the textbook for life, the Bible, we're going to see things that don't seem to appear to apply to us. And yet there's principles here that we do apply in a lot of cases. Well, last time we were looking at chapter 21 in Exodus, and today we're going to be in chapter 22, and it's really a continuation of the last chapter that we were in, and it talks about more of the laws and principles of living for the children of Israel, and these were things that were laid out right after the law was given on Mount Sinai. So with that said, let's just read through this chapter. If a man steals an ox or a sheep and kills it or sells it, he shall repay 5 ox for an ox and 4 sheep for a sheep. You know, we think about people stealing your auto, your cars, your breaking into your houses and stealing and stuff. Well, the law is not been applied the way it should be. You know, if somebody steals $100 from you, you should pay back $500. Stuff like that. Not just a thought I have. Now, if a thief is found breaking in and is struck so that he dies, there shall be no blood guilt for him. In other words, you're allowed to protect your property back then. And nowadays, if you do that, if somebody breaks in and you shoot them, you go to jail. See, things have changed. It's not the way God had planned it. And first of all, if there's thieves, they're breaking the Ten Commandments, and anybody who breaks the law deserves to pay the penalty for breaking the law. And so anyway, if a thief is found breaking in and you strike him and he dies, there's no blood guilt. There's no charge against you. But if the sun has rised on him, there shall be blood guilt for him. In other words, if he steals something and then he runs away and you don't catch him in the act of stealing, but you find him later and then you shoot him, well, now it's wrong. You're guilty. He shall surely pay. If he has nothing, then he shall be sold for his theft. If the stolen beast is found alive in his possession, whenever it is an ox or a donkey or sheep, he shall pay double. In other words, he has to give that back plus pay double. If a man causes a field or a vineyard to be grazed over, or lets his beast loose, and it feeds in another man's field, he shall make restitution for the best in his own field and in his own vineyard. In other words, it's the law of repaying here. Now, if fire breaks out and causes and catches a thorn so that the stalk of grain or the standing grain of the field is consumed, he who started the fire shall make full restitution. If a man gives to his neighbor money or goods to keep safely, and it is stolen from the man's house, then if the thief is found, he shall pay double. If the thief is not found, the owner of the house shall come near to God to show whether or not he has put his hand to his neighbor's property. So he's going to have to swear whether he stole it or not. For every breach of trust, whether it is for an ox or a donkey or a sheep, for a cloak, or for any kind of lost thing of which one says, "This is it," the case of both parties shall come before God, and the one whom God condemns shall pay double to his neighbor. If a man gives to his neighbor a donkey, or an ox, or a sheep, or any beast to keep safe, and it dies, or it's injured, is driven away without anyone seeing it, an oath by the Lord shall be between them both to see whether or not he has put his hand to his neighbor's property. The owner shall accept the oath, and it shall be made and make restitution. But if it is stolen from him, he shall make restitution to the owner. If it is torn by a beast, let him bring the evidence. It shall not be, he shall not make restitution for what the beast torn. Now, if a man borrows anything from his neighbor, and it is injured or dies, the owner not being with it, he shall make full restitution. If the owner was with it, he shall not make restitution. If it was hired, it came for a higher fee. Now, this is the law about social justice, and something we need today. If a man seduces a virgin who is not betrothed and lies with her, he shall give the bride price for her and make her his wife. If her family utterly refuses to give her to him, he shall pay money equal to the bride's price for a virgin. You shall not permit a sorcerer to live. Whoever lies with an animal shall be put to death. Whoever sacrifices to any god other than the Lord alone shall be devoted to destruction. You shall not wrong a sojourner or oppose him, for you were sojourners in the land of Egypt. You shall not mistreat any widow or fatherless child. If you do, mistreat them, and they cry out to me, I will surely hear their cry, and my wrath will burn, and I will kill you with the sword, and your wives shall become widows, and your children fatherless. If you lend money to any of my people with you who is poor, you shall not be like a moneylender to him, and you shall not exact interest from him. If even you take your neighbor's cloak in a pledge, you shall return it to him before the sun goes down, for that is his only covering, and it is his cloak for his body. In what else shall he sleep? And if he cries to me, I will hear, for I am compassionate. You shall not revile God, nor curse a ruler of your people. You shall not delay to offer from the fullness of your harvest and from the outflow of your presses. The firstborn of your sons you shall give to me. You shall do the same with your oxen and with your sheep. 7 days it shall be with its mother. On the 8th day you shall give it to me. Now, I'm talking about animals here. You shall be consecrated to me. Therefore you shall not eat any flesh that is torn by a beast in the field. You shall throw it to the dogs. Well, these are, all the rules and regulations that were given to the people of Israel. And you've got to remember now, times were different back then, but the principles are still there yet, even though we don't live uh, exactly like these people did back then. So with that said, I'm just going to end our reading today. Until next time, bye for now.